Alfredo.
Yo.
You're the guest. What's your topic?
The guest du jour. That sounds good.
My topic is, what's the secret to talking to girls?
Confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Damn.
I would say good hair over anything else. Just
good hair.
I'm just joking. Your hair looks
So I'm just gonna walk up to a
fantastic
girl and just be like, let's go.
today. I would say I would agree with Greg. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I mean, fun answer is hair. Real answer is confidence. Like
Fun answer.
I'm going crazy tonight. Hair.
Tim, I just need you to think for the rest of the podcast on what our outfit's gonna look like. Just plan it. I need either a super deep V to the point where you can actually see my
deepest
belly
V.
button from up top,
Double
or
V.
we need like hipster, what do you call it? Tank
overalls?
tops.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Hipster
Party
tanks,
rock.
like party rock.
Yeah.
Sun's out, guns out.
So the whole thing, Alfredo, is confidence. You got to fake it till you make it. Like I say with everything else, you got to walk up to a girl, a man if you're a girl,
Right.
the opposite
Yeah.
sex or even the same sex, whatever you want. Walk up to whatever you want to have sex with. That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
and
okay.
you walk up and you have confidence and you talk and you're clear and you say, "Hey, what's up?" Blah, blah. You don't beat around the bush. You don't sit on the sidelines being some twerp. I'm in a committed relationship and I love my girlfriend very much. But my success story was once me and Mike Mitchell were out at the bars when I was single, and there were these two girls who walked in, sat at the bar, and then I was like, Mike, I'm gonna buy those girls shots. We're gonna have shots with them. And Mike said, I don't know. And I'm like, no, we're gonna do this. I brought the waiter over. I got shots for them. I got shots for us.
What's up, everybody?
Ah, they screamed and maced me. God, they maced me and it burned. No, but they turned around, they laughed, and then turned back around. And I was like, all right, Mike, it didn't work out. No big deal. Took a shot, did our shots. Then they turned back around and came back. I'm like, oh, you already took your shot? I'm like, yeah, we saw you laugh. I'm like, oh, no. And then they sat. We hung out the rest of the night.
You just gotta own it.
It worked. Confidence.
See, that's the thing that Tim and I didn't do when we were at a bar and Nick sent those 2 Asian chicks our way.
What happened?
Oh, this is how this is gonna go. Is that what you guys talked about before this? We're gonna tell all the fun Nick Scarpino stories, the comic club.
Before we even say this is so funny. This is your topic because you were like, from everybody that knows Alfredo from this show, of him not even being on the show, every story you ever hear is just him getting girls.
Yes, you're a
But here's-
Casanova.
but
You're
here's-
a Don Juan. I want to know your secret.
Stop. Here's how he does it. That's it. That's all he does. He does nothing. You walk into a place and you're all like svelte and you're looking good and you're a little
He does look really
hipster
good.
and you got the hair thing that like just goes at the right 30-degree angle to the left,
You gotta tilt
never
it.
to the right.
You gotta tilt it.
Oh, no, to the right, never to the left. I think
Yeah.
I'm going left, which is that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm married. And you just walk in and girls are like, "Who is that?
Do they
And why does he not have my
yeah,
number?"
they bump into
written
him and
on
they feel how
his
firm he
chest?
is.
He's pretty firm.
You are firm, and I've
yeah.
seen you show
Damn!
us a lot.
There was that one time where I told you, remember, like I passed by this girl's eye, I passed by, and then I was like, huh, I felt something. I sat down, I was like, I think that girl grabbed my butt.
Yeah, it was an In-N-Out.
Yeah, In-N-Out.
that was the thing that happened. So, as you guys know, coffee shops and In-N-Out, they're like the Alfredo kryptonite. But
Wait,
like,
really? You've multiple In-N-Out
oh,
stories?
there is multiple
I don't
In-N-Outs.
think it's
Especially the one in Daly City,
I
that's
don't
the
think
one
you
I
meant
hang
to
out
say
in.
kryptonite.
But the thing is,
Things happen there.
Yeah.
It's like Alfredo's hunting ground in Predator.
but regardless, like I don't know how to. I don't know how to.
This is a disaster.
This is great. What are you talking about?
I know, I love it. The best disaster.
I mean, with all that said, I don't know how to talk to a girl. When
So
you
how do you get numbers and butt squeeze? No,
So-
the butt squeeze doesn't count. How do you get girlfriends and how do you
I've
go on
known
dates?
Alfredo now for a lot of years. 12, 13?
12,
something
13,
like that.
yeah, something like that.
And as long as I've known him, girls just like Nick says, kind of flock to him. But it's never that apparent. It just
Yeah.
kind of happens. Somehow he'll get their number and not even tell me. Nothing will go on. And then a week later, he's like, and he'll bring it up super casually too. He's just
why
like,
not?
oh yeah. I'm like, what are you doing today? He's like,
Yeah, I do.
I think I'm going to go hang out with that Janine chick. And I'm like, who's Janine? And he's just like, oh, that girl from In-N-Out last week. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, we've been hanging out. I'm like, what do you mean you've been hanging out? He's like, well,
Because then Tim's a
What?
pure one. You
Yeah,
know what
Tim
I
is
mean?
the pure one.
He's gonna be
pure
judging.
things.
That's why
Oh.
you guys work so well. Is you're the yin and yang because you are filthy. You're a
What?
filthy human being.
I've seen the videos.
You have you really?
No, I'm joking.
I have seen the videos. This is my favorite Alfredo Diaz story. It's the one
my
I tell
God.
all the time.
Wait. Ask. Are we allowed to tell this story, Alfredo? We'll keep. Let's protect names and sizes.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Weird ass thing. So we went to Alexis's house. And this is totally superfluous to the story. It was a housewarming. I got there early, and the IGN kids
By the way,
hadn't showed
let
up
me
yet.
preface, they live together. You guys.
This
are
is
all
before
roommates.
then, wasn't it? This is before.
Yeah, it's before.
Oh, this is your old
How
house.
about you
Okay.
just sit on the fucking sidelines, old man, and let me tell the goddamn story, huh? Yeah, get a little bit shorter.
My God,
You're
it's
gonna
horrible.
tell me to go to bed like you told Porto to go to bed?
Are you gonna not
go to bed.
Are you gonna not listen? Like, we need to film that one day. That should be another milestone. Watch Greg send Portillo to bed, and what a travesty that
It's
is.
the worst. It's the cutest thing on the planet.
We go to this party. It's at the time the Alexis's roommates at the times. They're adult friends who are doctors and whatnot. So I'm immediately like, I got
they
no
were.
one to talk to. It was supposed to be like a wine and cheese party too. One of these like we're trying to
Classic
be
Alexis.
Classic Alexis.
trying to be one of these
Sophisticated.
adult things, and then all of a sudden, like you Faulkner, all the young kids showed up. I
young
ordered a
crew.
giant pizza at this point. Amaury
true.
showed up. You showed up with a giant bottle of whiskey. The party got started. Everyone was finally having fun. Christine and I are there. We imbibing a few beverages, so we're drunk
good
at
place.
this point. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're in a
yeah.
good place. We're not wasted. We're just we're happy to be out outside away from our wiener dog. And so I start talking to Alfredo, me and her do, and blah 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 blah. We're going through the fact that Alfredo is this ladies' man. He gets around. He does all these things. He sees all these people. And finally it dawns, and I'm like, wait a second. I watch the 60 Minutes. I know that sexting and the texting and the pictures and the whatnot, and this is before the whole leaks, are a big deal. I know that this is a thing.
The fappening.
You have photos. I
did an episode
guarantee it.
about
Show me some of these photos of these people you're with or whatever. And Alfredo, being the
These
gentleman
people.
he is like, I don't want to show a photo unless I'm in it. And I'm like, that's no big deal. It's whatever. I'm not worried about that. He's whatever. And he's going through. He's trying to find something. And Christine's egging him on too, of just like, we're in this relationship.
Yeah.
We only see each other naked. It's no
It's like
fun.
this weird thing.
Yeah. and so we're like, let me see how this younger half lives. Is this really a thing? He's like, it's really a thing. So he starts going through his little vault here of photos to find out where he can find a good one. He's like, all right, I have a video. And he's like, it's fine because you can't see any faces or anything. I'm like, that's perfect. We're not trying to be weirdos or creepers here. We just want to see the naked photos on your phone. And he says, okay.
We're not trying to be creepers. We just want to see a picture of you naked.
Well, then he's like, okay, but you might see my dick in it. A little bit of my dick is how I described it. And I'm like, oh, okay. No big deal.
Might have undersold that.
And so then he shows me this video, and it was Alfredo having sex, full on from behind. Then he was pulling out
You better
and going.
pull that off your phone because someone's gonna hack you.
Portillo.
Like that and have an Alfredo sex tape.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, you
Take it off
you
the
lived up to
cloud.
all the, even in my head when I was like, man, Alfredo's gonna have some crazy something to show me, and there it was. It was crazy.
Please tell me it was straight out of American Psycho, where he was looking.
No,
at
it
himself
wasn't.
from-
No, because that was the thing. It was this phone, which I won't touch, but it was just this angle. It was this angle of him having sex. It was first person.
Please tell me the girl at least knew you were doing
It's
this.
the POV version.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had her consent.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm making sure.
Nick,
Oh,
there is
man.
rules. You must follow the rules.
Exactly.
Always
I'm just
consent.
saying this. Like consensual sex tapes are the way to go.
So
if
it's
you're gonna make a
rules.
sex tape.
But now the epilogue to this story is that we watch an Alfredo sex tape, which I did not expect to see. I barely know Alfredo still, but at
Yeah.
the time, even less than.
Hey, they wanted it. You just kind of got to deliver at that point.
Exactly.
I mean, you have it. You got to deliver.
So I've seen Alfredo's dick now. We finished watching and we're like, oh yeah, that's your dick. You're okay. Thanks, man. And we passed it back and then we went just talking about video games or whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Christine and I shared a cab home. Didn't talk about it. Came in, like, brush your teeth, do everything, go to bed. Next morning we wake up. I'm like, wait, do you remember we watched Alfredo's sex tape last night? We're like, oh yeah, we did. That was weird, right? That was a weird thing how nonchalantly he just showed us his sex tape.
Yeah, but I'm grown up now. So.
Oh yeah, it's
Show-
been a
a
long
solid
year.
6 months. So
Since he
reevaluate.
showed his sex tape.
How many?
Yeah.
Ballpark it for me. How many of those do you have? How many of those have you made in your life? You don't have to answer the question. There's nothing about being on the show that makes you have to
How
answer the
many
question.
have I
You're not-
made?
you're not
If I
being
give you
deposition.
ranges, never mind. We're not going to go into this. Forget it.
No, I want to know now.
I'd say over 10.
Okay, that's not as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like 400. Is that a lot?
See,
I'm talking photos.
We talked about this the other day. Yeah, we talked about this the other day with the fappening. When we talked about that on the show, just the fact that, like, for Nick and I, It's like, well, this just wasn't a thing when we were dating,
Not
when
a
we were
thing.
out there.
Well, mostly because we were dating, like smartphones had just come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That,
So-
and this just wasn't the thing. Whereas,
No.
like, and then Tim on the show was the young man in the crowd.
Yeah.
He's like, this is everybody has a sex.
It's a thing.
Everybody has
Well,
a
I keep
nude.
trying to leak my nude photos out there, but it's
Nobody
just
will
not,
take 'em?
It's not taken.
Yeah, TMZ's like,
Who is this guy?
doing
He's
it.
really big on Twitch. What?
or the time when
One
you showed me
picture a
that-
day to TMZ until they post them.
Cease and desist from TMZ.
Yeah. I remember one time Tim was just like, "Hey, I got a paper cut." I was like, "Where?"
Get a
He was
little
like,
in.
Oh, and I was like, "Where?" And he was like, "Oh, on my penis." And then he had a photo of it.
yeah, I've told the story on the show before.
I don't remember
When
the
I
photo
was,
part
I was
of it,
dancing
though.
one time.
Yeah,
and
I know. I
Oh
remember.
yeah, no, I took a picture of it. I guess I might not have brought that up, but I did take a picture, and I showed a fair
is
amount
true.
of people that picture.
Yeah.
People
you
wanted to
two.
see it.
What part of how much?
The paper cut was right across.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like-
So I mean, is it a head on of your urethra or is it?
I was holding it up and.
So you were holding
because
the
of the
snake
cut,
by the
it
mouth,
looked
so it
like a
couldn't bite
little-
you.
Plus sign.
like a plus sign. Like
Yeah.
you could just take a screwdriver.
Oh, don't even make me think of that. Jeez, Louise.
I remember
that
that as Tim and I have gotten to know each other well over the years. One of my best stories, and actually Kevin took part in this too. Was one of the first times I interacted with him. Was when I had to go to Florida for a wedding, and I wanted to start reading Invincible, and you guys were cool, and you kind of brought over this cool. You're like, hey, I got an iPad Mini. If you want to borrow it, I'll load it with in all the Invincible comics. You can go read it, and it was awesome. And then after that, I started buying them because it's an amazing series that everyone should read. Kev's like, hey, did you happen to flip through the pictures on that iPad Mini? And I was like, no, why would I do that? I
Well,
don't even
hold
think
on.
to
You're
do
missing. You're missing a key part of this.
that. Yeah,
This iPad belonged to.
it belonged to one of our female friends.
Yes,
and
so I just assumed. Me and Kevin assumed that Nick would look through the
But
pictures.
see,
on
my
his
thing is,
female
and
friend's
here's how
iPad.
stupid and old I am. I don't even know that the iPad Mini has pictures on it. I wouldn't, because only tourists take pictures with
and
their
Spike
iPads,
Lee when he
right?
meets the president.
Right.
true.
Is that a thing he did?
Yeah.
That's wild on
With
you.
a real iPad. It
So-
wasn't Wild on E. Stop saying that.
Wild on you. With Brooke Parks.
That she hasn't hosted anything on E in years.
She was so wonderful when she was alive. Anyway, so Kevin's like, hey, and Kevin and I had just met. We did a little gig together, and I was like, I'm warming up to this fellow. He's a nice kid.
I like how we literally it was like only 1 week where we're like, let's not talk about Kevin, and now he's so part of the show. We need to just get him a mic over there just to talk into.
We give him a god mic. He's just
Yeah.
like, thanks, guys. And Kev's like, you gotta look for the pictures. And the first picture was black. I don't know why, but I guess that was just to have more than one picture.
So that way.
So that way, when I
bait switch.
swiped over to the other picture, it was a picture of Tim wearing a tube sock. And that is all. And that is not the only time I've seen Tim's body. You two are unabashed.
We've
about
never
showing
claimed
your
to be the
bodies.
smartest kids out on the block.
You're not, like,
Never.
literally, there was one time Tim texted me a picture of himself, and he's like this, and it's totally fine. But if you look closely behind him in the mirror, he's not wearing any pants.
Yeah, so you see my butt, and the caption was "Happy Bun Day" because it was a Monday.
What? Like, would you do this? I
No,
wouldn't do this.
no. But again, we're from a different generation.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why talking to them is like you're interviewing someone from a different culture, and why like me and Christine are just like, oh, hey, Alfredo, do you have? I rember we were like, do you have nudes like of yourself of people? And you're like, yeah, of course I do. Like,
Well, let's also.
And here's the thing I'm thinking. Am I? We just had the whole fappening conversation. I talked about how this is the first time where like these things got leaked, and I was like, no, that's wrong, and I won't do anything with it. And you look back at Blake Lively, and I was like, oh, I want to see those. And now I've grown up, and yada yada. Was I being super immature there, or is that a different context than them being leaked?
You know,
being
I think this entire thing seriously is a very complicated subject where
Yeah.
it's like it is all wrong completely. But then again, it's like it's all society stuff, so it's like it's only wrong in certain societies.
I mean, if everyone does it, is it
situations.
wrong?
I mean, that is the very
If
deep
it's-
philosophical question.
Yeah, I mean, like traditionally through the generations, of course, everyone that's old always thinks that the people that are coming up or that are younger than them are doing stuff wrong. Mm-hmm. That's always how it's been. Are leaked photos or like sexting each other? Is that the new rock and roll?
Well, again,
I
I,
don't know.
mean, there is a difference between leaked photos and this because the consent thing.
Yeah.
Like-
Here's my question then. You've sent nudes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You sent your peenie around.
Yeah.
Do you expect
Captain
people to show
Falcon.
those
Do you
around?
call it Captain Falcon? Because I wish
I
you
don't have a
would.
name for it.
It's called Captain Falcon now. It speaks for itself. That's how he gets girls. It
send-
orders for him at Starbucks.
When you send them, do you expect other people other than the recipient to see them? See them?
Do I expect anyone else to see them?
Yeah.
No, because usually it's like someone you're dating at the time,
Well, right.
At the time.
and they don't want to show that to anyone else.
Sure.
Like they don't want to show that to their girlfriends because women are emotional like that.
It's
They're emotional like that.
they're like, you mean they're
I don't
emotional
wanna
connected.
share that.
I know. I read text from last night. Women are sharing dick pics.
They are.
Yeah.
He's more
That's
than
fine.
you don't
Share
care
it
though.
down.
That's
like,
the thing, Greg.
share, comment, subscribe. You know, do
You have to also understand that we are not him. We do
Yeah.
not look like him naked.
what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
If I did, I would probably be much more.
Naked.
I mean, I'd be shirtless right now, but I would be a lot more willing to share pictures of myself in that form.
Sure.
If I had a six pack.
I can't
See,
believe
I
we
don't
didn't make
overselling it.
Alfredo shirtless for the show. I'm upset about that. We fucked
Overselling
up.
it.
We
see-
got the Patreon. $20,000. Alfredo
bring
just
that-
does the show naked.
I don't even know if it's a thing of like being like we don't want to show or anything. It's just like why would anyone want to see any of this? I take off my
that's
shirt
other
all
thing
the
is
time
no
as a
one wants to
gag.
see us. Like when you take your shirt off,
It's a gag.
it's a gag.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's
Yeah.
funny. You're a beautiful man, and I love you, and I'll hug
beautiful.
you. But you don't take your shirt off and have what I call the Hemsworth effect, like Alfredo does.
See, but I get naked for the comedy too.
You do, but you have a good body.
That's a very.
No, you got a good body.
It's not bad
I like your
body.
body. I like your
I
body.
mean, you're not a freaking
Adonis.
mixed ethnicity god like this guy is over here.
Yeah.
Like you're not like
Total-
AC Slater from
total
fucking
overselling.
Saved by the Bell, but you know he's pumping it
Yeah,
out.
it's an interesting time.
Yeah.
All of this.
Has this helped anybody talk to girls?
I'll tell you the one.
See, but that's how Alfredo talks to girls, though.
I will say
He's
this,
the
though.
master of the text. That's what it is. It's like if he gets the number, it's a done deal.
It's just constant conversations, listening. You know.
So here,
And it's not like my goal is to sleep with every woman in the world. That's a good goal. But I mean, it's the kind of thing where it's just, I don't know. Like I hit a point in high school where I was talking to a lot of girls and I was getting a lot of attention, and I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to. It was like, oh, this girl likes me, she's cute. This girl likes me, she's cute. Like, what do I do? And then, you know.
So here's
now I've steered in the right direction.
It's good.
What? No, what does
you
that
are
mean?
matured a little bit now.
That
oh, you're
means
just better about it.
Yeah, just totally better about it.
Okay.
You know, sticking to one girl and just.
So then here's my question. You just said that you don't expect anyone to share the photos
Stick
of you.
into one girl.
You know what he means.
I know exactly what he means.
You're saying you don't expect your nudes to get showed to anybody.
I mean, like, no.
But then you showed. Was that especially? You went out of your way to make sure nobody's faces were shown. I guess in these nudes, is that the difference? Then
I think that is a definite, like unwritten rule.
Yeah.
Is the face thing where it's like
Okay.
you don't show faces to people, and like if you specifically tell a person I'm not going to show anybody this, you shouldn't show anybody.
Sure.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
But you definitely don't show faces.
There was that one video with the splurge on the face.
see, I'm interviewing him like I feel like this is like I feel like I was.
You literally got in like your interview stance.
Oh,
here,
why,
where
well,
you're like-
I'm fascinated by like he's like Tim doesn't have anything because he's the pure one, but
Done.
this guy knows what's happening on the streets with the kids
I've done enough for Tim and I.
combined.
Yeah, come
Oh,
See, this is
yeah,
what I was talking
yeah.
about. You know, if we had a topic on the show once, like who would you bring back and show stuff to? I was like, I wanted to bring Benjamin Franklin up, and I feel like that I'm Benjamin Franklin in this, and you're the future man, and I want to know what the rules are. How does this go?
It's the rules have changed. Those things are just not as like
Big deal?
you just make a
just
girl
don't-
feel comfortable.
yeah.
You know, and it's not like my goal is to like take it and go like, "Whoo, check this out." Like, no,
It just happens. It's part of
Yeah.
the dating ritual now, is what you're saying. The courting ritual.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be extremely fair, because I think we might be painting this in a little too light of a light, but in my entire time of knowing Alfredo, like, it's not like I've seen millions of pictures from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like,
And this is
I've
my best
seen
friend.
about as many as you have. Right?
Yeah.
So
just-
you see no photos, just
Oh.
a dick having sex.
Just
Alfredo.
full
This wasn't even a
penetration.
video of a girl. This was his penis. A video of his penis
Captain
doing
Falcon.
work.
It's like a reel,
Captain.
a demo reel.
Jesus.
pretty much.
The tryout tape.
So my thing is this: as far as going back to normal guys that don't look like
Greek Adonises.
freaking Greek Brad
sell
Pitts.
Greek Brad Pitt. I like that.
Confidence is a big seller for me. What I used to do, and I think we've talked about this a little bit, but I love talking to people, even if it's failing at doing that. And I think that in order to have confidence, what I used to do when we go to bars is I would pick the best looking person I could possibly find, try to strike up a conversation with her, fail miserably, then go about my night and try to talk to every single girl I could that I thought was cute. Fail maybe 2 to 3 times, But on the fourth time, someone would be interested. And it's because generally I would have gotten all the nervous, stupid energy out, where I'd say something dumb or be a little too desperate or just not be in that flow of. And there's also a lot of things that your brain has to do in order to have and hold a conversation, right? You have to kind of get through that. I don't know. You're gonna shake off the rust a little bit every night.
Yeah.
Going out with a big group of friends is also a huge benefit, because you have people that you can talk to, right? You can always, if some girl's not talking to you, you got a wingman, he comes up, he starts, and then you can get out of the conversation without feeling like an idiot. And that's why your wingman is a very, very important thing too. If you have an excellent wingman, you can go far in life.
Yeah,
it's very true. But yeah, I told you guys this one. I was actually at a club in the Castro with some friends, and they were like, "We want to go to the Castro, we want to go to a gay club," and I'm like, "Let's go." And a guy hit on me, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I have a girlfriend, and I'm not gay, but nothing wrong with that." And he goes, no problem. I believe he said, if you're not getting shot down 5 times a night, you're not trying hard enough. And I was like, fuck.
You're like,
that's a really good advice.
And Nick was like, I've rethought it. I don't have a girlfriend.
No, but literally, like, it's crazy to think, but that small shift in my mentality went from, hey, there's so much riding on this conversation with this one girl, to, I mean, I'll just talk to everyone. And if this doesn't work, then there's probably going to be, like, odds are, there's going to be another cute girl that comes in at some point with a bunch of her friends. We'll buy them shots and hang out with them and talk to them or whatever. And by the end of, literally from that point on, by the end of every night, I would have a connection with someone. It wasn't like, it didn't have to be like sex or making out or anything, but at least met someone who I was like, that was cool. Good night. Like, and then one of our friends would probably hook up, and he was usually like the person you'd least expect. Or Tyree. Or he's like Tyree.
Yeah, so that's really the thing. It's like, this confidence, I totally agree, but at the same time, I feel like I'm pretty confident.
You've gotten way better at talking to girls though over the last few years.
I don't think I have. I think I'm just as good as I used to be, which is not.
I think
that
they just
good.
kind of walk up to him and put condoms in his.
I was gonna say that's the thing. What are you talking about? Like,
I don't know. It's weird. I'm not good at the whole.
But you're putting off Alfredo vibes, where girls are coming up and talking to you.
That's a newer thing.
I've seen it.
It is. It's because you got the look now. Your hair's going to the right way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
30
it's
degrees.
The hair.
It's perfect.
It is the hair. You were right. It is the hair.
I'm telling you, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
So whenever we see Nick come in one day and his hair's off to this side, we're like, what's wrong at home? No! Okay, good. He went back the right way.
Oh my god. Nick has so much, like, his hair is so big.
Wow. Wow. Damn, son.
You're gonna have this like weird hipster cut. Like, your hair has to be really long. I don't know, Fredo, I don't know how long your hair is, but my hair has to be super long, dude. Well, I'm also very receding, so you can see it up here. Like, this is going to be back here soon. So, you got to keep it going. Keep it going.
Thanks for listening to the audio version of the podcast.
Oh my god. Why is it still hot?
This has been a really fun episode.
We're hot people. And we're only 56 minutes into it. Oh, you get me some too?
Yeah, you want?
Yeah, sure.
Anyone need anything? Anyone want a piece of pizza?
No, we're fine. Just fill me with the water. Do you want us to move on?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, y'all set? That was a good topic, kind of. I mean, it was all... No, it's not. It's all good in the
I
hood.
feel like you painted me in like the worst picture right now.
No. Alfredo's a great dude, and he has gotten a lot better. Not that he was bad. People learn. Yeah, I mean, people do things.
You're young. How old are you?
What are we,
25? We're 25.
Yeah, okay, we're 25.
I like how you had to look at him like, how old are we?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Years have just been rolling. You know?
Things just don't stop.
Like Limp Bizkit songs.
Hey, I was thinking about that too.
Rolling, what? Rolling, what?